me a favor, and I'd like you to stand here and look at your tables, okay? So, everybody, including Lucio? Oh, yeah, that's
That's nice, huh? That's beautiful.
Okay, so what do you guys think of your tables?
Yay!
Yeah, round of applause. These are great tables. These are awesome tables. Okay, so I would like Winter to come up, and I want you to just explain what your thinking was here, and just give us a little insight, okay?
We started out with, we took the linen, and instead of covering the whole table, we did like an accent piece. It's like a runner type thing.
Oh.
And then for centerpieces, we sat down to make sure that we'd be able to see each other.
Perfect.
And with a tall centerpiece, you still have a lot of effect without distracting the guest from
Yeah.
there.
Because that's difficult with tall centerpieces, is that when you sit down, most times you're not able to see the person across from you, especially when it's a smaller table like this. If you have a table of like 10 or 12 people, it's okay because realistically you're not talking to everybody in your table, you're only talking to people next to you. So, great job thinking about that. I also like how, I know that it wasn't intentional, or it might have been, I don't know, but the little glitter pieces that you have that fell from here, it's awesome. I think this creates a really like winter but whimsical theme, and I really like that. I think that this looks really, really great. So good job. I'm going to move on to the next table, but I don't want you guys to move away because we're going to sit and discuss each table as a group and go over the rubric, okay? Awesome. Okay, what about our spring team? Who was that?
Kelly's got
Come
this.
on, don't be shy. So what was your thinking behind your decor?
Our theme was spring, so I took it a spring night theme. So enjoying a nice bottle of wine. Green because green is very springy color. And then we did the napkin folds to resemble more of a lily.
Oh, very
The
nice.
spring lily.
Perfect, great. Now you guys, and we'll talk more about this, but you looked through your menu. You saw what your different courses were, right?
We chef.
Okay, awesome. All right, good job. Let's move on over to fall real quick. What do we got going on over here?
Very warm colors.
Warm colors, great.
We liked harvesty.
Harvesty,
Harvest theme.
great. Lucio, you have something to add?
Well, I was just saying about the spring menu. So.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Harvesty, warm colors, what else?
We last minute incorporated a bird because 2 of our courses has bird in it. One's duck and one's quail.
Wow,
So
okay,
try to incorporate some of the menu.
awesome.
And then I thought I had an awesome idea of incorporating the rope, but it was too thick. So we took some of that rope apart and added like a little bow with the mason jar to kind of, take rustic and fancy. They have like a child, that's that jar.
Yeah,
And
cool.
then going along with like the harvesty warm colors, we have like a dried leaf and flower centerpiece with some candles. Kind of think a little bit almost like a jack-o'-lantern and like just candlelight.
Yeah,
And then I really like that we just happened to have organic edible
I
leaves.
heard.
And so we applied them to add some color to the napkins.
Now, I asked you guys, but I want to make sure everybody else hears it. But why is it important that you don't just grab leaves off of a tree outside and use them on the table?
Dirty.
They're dirty. What else? Bugs.
Poison ivy.
Pesticides, which has poison in it, maybe. Okay. We want to be careful, but you are more than welcome to use herbs and foliage in your decor. Actually, it's really awesome, and I really like to see that. So that was a great touch. All right, so do me a favor. Everybody take a seat at a table that you didn't decorate. Okay?
Oh, I like the paper rocks. I see that.
Winter's so
You're all
depressing.
by yourself. Oh, that's okay, Lucio. I'm going to join you. Okay? All right? Here, we got it.
So safe in this class.
Good. All right, guys. You're sitting at your tables. How do you feel?
Great.
Good.
I
I think the tablecloth's too long. I'm stepping on it.
Okay, good observation. Okay, awesome. Somebody says they're ready to eat. Okay, do you feel comfortable?
Ready to drink.
Yes.
Now ready to drink some more.
Oh, somebody said it was crowded.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for bringing it up. Fine dining. Okay, now unless you go to the French Laundry or somewhere where they have grand tables, okay, that can support all this fine china. Fine dining in general tends to be a bit crowded, and anywhere that I've worked, whether it's here or at a hotel or whatever, we have the same problem because most places you have like 6-foot round tables, and we say that they comfortably can fit 12, but realistically, comfortably is not the word at all. It's very, very tight, and it's just something that goes on with the like just part of fine dining. Now, but if you notice, we preset for a few courses. So what happens when I remove this charger? Okay, you take your napkin, right? I remove the charger. Your first course comes out, and it's a little appetizer plate. You eat your appetizer, and I remove your fork, and I remove your spoon. Does that give you a little bit more room?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, it starts to dwindle from beginning to end, and that's the point. By the end of it, you should have almost nothing left on your table, except your dessert courses. So yes, to start out with, it's a bit tight, but as you go on, it gets better. So don't worry about it. How do you guys, the ones with candles, how does that make you feel? Warm. It creates an awesome
I'm
atmosphere.
nervous
A little
over here
nervous.
because we have some dried foliage.
Oh. Go ahead and blow out that
It's
candle
a
for
little
me.
warm.
Okay, great. You know, and I asked another group whether we use scented or non-scented candles. What type of candles would we use in fine dining?
Nonsense.
Non-scented. Why non-scented? What do you mean by that? It changes your senses.
Sometimes if you smell a certain item, you would think of that taste. So like,
Definitely. If I had a lavender candle and I had 20 tables full of one lavender candle, this whole place would smell like lavender. And if you go to eat something, you can almost taste it. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're using non-scented items, okay? All right. Good job. You guys did an awesome job setting the tables. Now I'd like to go over with each table like per group. Okay, so I'm going to start with Winter's table. If the rest of you, I have something for you to fill out, so you can wait over here and fill it out for me. So everybody but Winter, come with me real quick. And what I would like you to do is if you were at one of these tables and you left behind a little bit of a mess, if you could clean it up first before doing my worksheet.
That is so funny.
Okay. So I have these little cards, these little note cards, and on it says 3 items I have taken away from this unit are. I want you to write down 3 things that you've learned and that you are going to promise me that you're going to remember when you leave here and when you work at your own restaurants, okay? So take time to fill that out.
Paragraph